Good morning, world. I am Judy, your web-based therapist, making therapy accessible and convenient for our clients in Florida, in New York, and of course, sharing information worldwide. Today, I want to talk about 5 signs of compassion fatigue or secondary trauma. We've talked over the last few months. There's been so much going on. The amount of hurt in the world has just gone up so significantly that the amount of secondary trauma that healthcare or helping professionals are experiencing is definitely going up with it. And secondary trauma is something that people in the healthcare field, people in the helping professions generally experience. It's something that happens to people who are on a regular basis dealing with people or working with people who are experiencing trauma, where some of all that trauma that they're taking in from their patients, their clients, people that they're working with can start to impact them. But of course, we know that people in the healthcare, especially in the healthcare fields and social services, have had so much extra work over the last few months because of what has been going on. So today we're going to talk about 5 signs of compassion fatigue. But before I jump in, I want to take a quick moment and say, if you are a subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I hope you know that. If you are not yet a subscriber, I want to ask, please take a moment, hit the subscribe button so you can join our team and you can be one of us in our no-name team. And be sure to click the bell so that you can be notified when I post new videos, because I'm doing this regularly now. And also, if you'd like to buy one of my books, there's a link below that will take you to a website that will show you all the different options of places where you can purchase 1 or 3 of my books. Okay, so let's get back to it. First, feeling like you're not making a difference. Sometimes there's just so much going on that it feels like everything you do is not making a difference. And that's one of the signs of compassion fatigue, where it feels like no matter how hard you work, no matter how much you invest, no matter how many times, how many extra hours you put in, how much work you put in, it feels like there's still just as much work, just as much trauma, just as much hurt, just as many people left that are not helped, just as many people left who still need help. It feels like you're not making a difference. But let me just say, you are making a difference. One of my favorite books is Turning Stones by Mark Parent, where he shared the story of turning a person who was traveling and turning a stone at each location. And when he was sharing that, the idea was the place was different because that person had been there. And they shared another story of I think it was a child who threw back I think a crab or something that was found on the beach. And when they were and the adult told that child, "Hey, there are so many crabs on the beach. You're not gonna get them all. You're not gonna make a difference." And the child's response was, "It made a difference for that one. Even though there are tons and tons of people there that you may not be able to help, but for that one person, for that one family that you were able to help, you made a difference." I often say, make a difference for one person, and you forever change the world in the eyes of that one person. It doesn't matter how many people you were not able to help. Remember, that one person that you did help, it made all the difference for. That one person that you did help, in that person's eyes, you have indeed changed the world. 2, feeling disheartened that there is too much going on to fix. Yes, there's a lot going on. There has been a lot going on. There seems to be more going on every day. But again, you are looking to change the world for one person. Focus on what you're able to do. That feeling of being disheartened because you feel that there's so much going on, but focusing on what you're able to do will help you have a greater purpose. Instead of trying to help every single person, you can focus on helping the ones that are right there, the ones that are with you. And of course, always remembering that no, there will be a time when you will have to clock out. You cannot help every single person. And that's I don't want to say that's okay, but that's kind of, I guess that's the reality, because you can't always help everyone, but you have to be able to take that time and make that difference for that one person, and then to go back and take time to take care of yourself and be strong and be healthy and be ready to take care of or and help someone else. Because when you're so focused on, hey, I need to help everyone, I need to help everyone, I can't not help this person, then you get yourself in that situation where you start to maybe not be you start becoming one of the people that does need help, because you start to burn out and you start experiencing, secondary trauma and compassion fatigue. So make sure that that feeling of being disheartened, it happens, where you feel like, hey, maybe I should just give up. Maybe just that nothing's gonna change. But you can't give up. You have to remember, the world needs you, we need you, and that one person, those 3 people, those 5 people, those 10 people that you get to help tomorrow, they need you. So you're not fixing the world, but you're fixing the world in the eyes of those you are helping. 3, feeling overwhelmed, or at times even feeling sick and taking the work home with you. That happens because when, again, there is so much going on, it feels like you're never going to catch up. It feels like you're being buried under a pile of work. It feels like no matter how much you try, the pile just it's like the moving stairs, where the more you climb up, the further down you seem. It does feel overwhelming. And that is a definite sign of compassion fatigue, where it feels like, hey, you know what? I can't do this anymore. This is just too much. Yes, it feels like it's too much, but you can handle it. And the other part of it is, those signs are reasons, are reminders. When you start feeling overwhelmed, or you start feeling sick about work, or you start emotionally taking work home with you, it's a definite sign that, hey, you might need to take a break. You might need to step back a little bit. Yes, it feels like you can't. It feels like there's so much going on. You do not have time to take a day off. But yes, you do. Because if you do not take a day off, at some point, your brain and your body will get together and have a meeting and decide you're taking 3 weeks off to recover. So in order to prevent something like that from happening, make sure that as you start experiencing those feelings, you're addressing them so that you can be well and be better and be in a good position to help those you want to help. 4, irritability or lashing out at those close to you. Those are the safe people, because, the people who love you, your loved ones, it's easier to lash out at them because they're going to forgive you. They're going to give you a pass. Irritability is another sign of compassion fatigue, because there is so much happening. You don't have you haven't found a healthy way to deal with it. So anger, expressing that frustration by lashing out, is a way that you express, hey, I'm hurting, hey, I'm struggling, hey, things are not going well with me, I need help, I'm in a bad place. But instead of saying those specific regular adult words, it's easier to just yell at people and ask them, what is wrong with you? Why are you bothering me? What do you mean good morning? So pay attention to that. When you start noticing that you're lashing out at the wrong people for no reason, or for the absolute wrong reason, especially when you start realizing that, hey, why am I having so many issues with my spouse lately? Why am I yelling at the children so often now? So pay attention to these little things, because they are signs that, hey, something might be going on with you at work. Because when you're at work, you may not have time. You may be so busy, so focused on what's going on at work, that you don't necessarily have time to express yourself. So you may not necessarily be lashing out at the people at work. But when you go home, they're going to get it, because you've had a stressful day and you need to let it out. So be very mindful of that. When you start noticing too many issues at home that are not really related to stuff that happens, like, good morning, honey, how are you? Yeah, no, it's not a bad thing when somebody says good morning. If you start lashing out over, simple things like that, it's time to get some help. 5, Change in performance or attitude towards work. When that secondary trauma gets to be a little bit too much, when you start feeling too overwhelmed, when you start feeling too weighed down by everything that's happening, one of the things that can happen is that your performance can change. You become you're so overwhelmed that you're not able to fully function at full capacity. And sometimes your attitude towards work can start to change, especially as you're looking at it and, hey, you're doing all this work and these people are not doing their part, or those people are not doing their part, and this is happening, and that person is wrong, and that person is, and and that is another thing, you start blaming other people, and you start pointing at how you start noticing too many flaws, or more flaws than you normally would. It's usually a sign that, hey, maybe something's going on that you might want to investigate. Maybe you should be looking at, hey, what else is happening? What else is going on? Take the time as you start, and it may not be easy to notice that, hey, there's been a change in performance, but a couple ways you can see it is you're not able to accomplish as much in the same amount of time, or you may get the stuff done, but you experience a few more errors than usual. Maybe you're doing things and not signing. Maybe you're signing the wrong name. When you start noticing that you're making a few more mistakes than you normally would, or maybe you are not moving as fast as you normally do, or maybe you start having just a shift in attitude where you start, instead of looking at your clients as, hey, people I need to help, you're looking at them as maybe the reason that things are so going on. Why are these people doing that? Why are they doing that? So when things like that start to happen, it's usually a sign that you might want to call your EAP and talk to somebody. Okay, so let's do a quick recap. One, that you start feeling like you're not making a difference. Like no matter what you do there, it's not even a drop in the bucket, where it feels like, hey, there's just way too much happening and I'm not effective. Please remember, you are definitely helping. When you make a difference for one person, you change the world in the eyes of that one person forever. Two, feeling disheartened that there is too much going on to fix. Yes, there is a lot going on, and one person is not going to be able to fix all of it. But you can make a difference. You do make a difference for many different people every single day that you get up and you do what you do. 3, feeling overwhelmed or at times feeling sick or taking that work emotionally with taking the work home with you. If you start experiencing that, again, a sign that, hey, call that EAP. 4, irritability, because your family, your loved ones are the safe ones to lash out at. So if you start noticing a few too many arguments happening at home for the wrong reason or for no reason, or for reasons that would normally not matter, again, time to call that EAP. Finally, change in performance or attitude towards work, especially when you start realizing that, hey, I'm not getting as much done in the same amount of time, or I'm getting all the work done, but I'm making a whole lot more mistakes. Again, call that EAP. That's what it's there for. It's there to help you. As always, if you or someone you know happens to be going through something that's more than you can handle, please remember that there are professionals like myself who are able, available, and willing to help, and are even providing remote services to assist. So please figure out who those people are in your community so that if you need them, you can reach out and get the help that you need. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.